Hey, welcome to Friday practice yoga with Simone. um, Hi, Mom. Happy Friday. Uh, Today is going to be a Friday YIN day. I've decided to teach a YIN class. I'm just gonna follow my intuition on this one. Feel like taking it easy. Um, It's going to be a 45-minute yin class. You'll need 2 blocks. I'm going to give you guys about a minute or so to get that organized. There is a playlist today, and it's the ocean. We're going to have the sweet sounds of the ocean. It's top of my Spotify in terms of my playlists available, and it's called Friday Yin June 25th. So you can hook that up for our 45-minute offering today. And if you were expecting a different type of class and you're joining live, or even if you check this video later on, try and pivot with me and just notice how expectation plays into a whole bunch of stuff. In terms of whether we like, dislike, so much so that we avoid actually landing in the moment at times to really feel for what is on offer. We've done it at restaurants. You go, you want your favorite thing on the menu, and they're out of it. But does it mean that we can't enjoy what's on offer for the evening, for the day, for the moment? If you've got your props and they're near you, 2 blocks or something that functions as 2 blocks, 2 stacks. And I'm going to hit play in just a moment. I'll count it down, of course, as I like to do. And that way we're all in sync together. But to start, just step your feet pretty wide in your Shavasana if you're all ready to lie down. And then step your arms a little wider so there's breathing space at the armpits. And then feel for the significance of your big toes in particular, just fanning a little more open. And then I'll count down our playlist with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy. Play. Our first posture here, just a little gentle offering of right hand to belly, left hand to heart. And whether you're here in the moment with me or whether you're picking this up later, just notice for a moment before we dive into the present moment what's in and around this practice. So, what were your moments leading up to practice? And what are the moments that will be there waiting for you after practice? What is the day in and around this practice? And then as you acknowledge all the things that have our attention, right? Our life's attention, our life's to-dos, then make a more deliberate choice to be attentive to your next 40-ish minutes of this practice. Because all the stuff in and around will be there. And this may be the only opportunity to be here right now. And take your arms overhead in a long kind of reach and stretch through the fingertips, and just feel the space that is opened up across your upper chest, shoulders, and armpits. Is it easy for you to access that space? Is it a little bit strenuous? Is it a little bit of reaching for? Can you feel for your hands being heavy to the ground? Can you let your arms feel heavy alongside your hands and fingertips? And can you bring about a lot of space in the upper chest, across your collarbone, into your armpits, into your shoulders, with a big inhale and a slow and steady exhale? From here, can you cactus the arms? So there's a bend in the elbows, and those elbows are more in line with your shoulders, palms face up. Can you bear witness to the space and change in your body with that gesture? Step your right and left foot onto the mat. Take an inhale and exhale as you land. Feel your lower back body ground to the mat, maybe even walking the upper back body up a bit to tuck the chin in and along the neck. Bring the soles of the feet together and then pour your knees wide. And let your knees sit into the space they've landed. If your eyes are open, can you close your eyes? But even as though the eyes are closed here, right? Just look at the lids of the eyes. So there's an awareness to the darkness that you've brought about by closing your eyes. And allow yourself to kind of float in or dive into the darkness of your eyelids. And maybe you notice it's not completely dark. Maybe there's the hint of light or shades of color. But can you travel through what you see behind the eyelids? Start to bring your hands forward. Put your hands on the outsides of your thighs. And help your thighs and knees rise up to close your knees like a book. Inhale and exhale here. Step your right and left leg long and land in long legs spaced out to feel how that butterfly pose that we were just in echoes into your hips here. You can roll to your left or right side. Take a pause in the fetal position. And then use your upper arm and hand to push yourself up into a sit. Take your props and set up for fish pose, open heart. First prop is a little higher, and second prop is a little lower, making a little T behind you so that the first prop meets your upper back across your shoulder blades horizontally, and your second block catches your head with your neck open. Take advantage of the open space in your hips, stepping your legs wider than they were the last time. Notice any kind of distance that often piles in here around trying to keep it all together. Your upper chest, your neck body, all are really being invited into this opening space. but it's not uncommon to feel these little trickles of tension hold on until they kind of fall off one by one. Check in to see where there's still those little bits of tension, where there's still this kind of maybe even fear of letting go and opening the chest wide. And you can almost systematically use your exhales here to combat the tension. To be audible with the exhale, to be really available to the way the body just rests a little more each time you let an exhale go. Take one more inhale and exhale. And then take one of your hands and help your head up. Make sure your gaze is a little higher than your chest. And then keep your head up. A little squeeze in the belly. Hands hold on to the outsides of the mat and sit up slow. Lie back down on your flat back, totally aware that it won't be really flat per se. Just a little bit of here and there's taking flight from the mat. But can the intention be to settle in and just see how that intention pays off in the shape? Roll over to your side body, wherever you're inclined to roll over to, right or left. And then use your upper arm and hand to, again, push up into a sit. Face the back of your mat and set up for a second offering on your spine, but also offering through the front body. You'll lie your prop down at the lowest height horizontally behind you, so that when you lay down on it, your bum is flat and grounded to the floor, but your rib cage and your rib area presses open, with the back body being supported by this prop underneath and across mostly the thoracic spine. Head grounded to the mat, butt grounded to the mat. And just settle. Notice any kind of tension lingering about, or this idea of fighting to hold yourself in place. Much like we noticed the day in and around this practice, we can also notice how tension plays into the moments of our practice. And so there's always stuff in and around, but can you zone in on the now and the right to have this moment, so that you allow yourself to really open up and rest in it? Take an inhale and exhale. Soften your upper back body so much that you can almost feel the hug of your shoulders and shoulder blades, creating a kind of cave to the mat. And then take your hand and lift your head higher than your chest. Hold on to the outsides of the mat. Push up through the forearms and elbows and sit. Release your block from behind you and lie right back down into the space of relief and release. Step your right foot and left foot to the mat. Bend in the knees. Reach for one of your props to be at the lowest height. Set horizontally underneath your sacrum. So pop your hips up as you press into the feet. Put your prop underneath so that you really feel the sacrum be held by your prop. And pause there. And just for the record, heads up that your sacrum and the support of your prop should feel like it grounds the total space of your sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine. So that'll mean that the prop is just above your butt cheeks, but not on your butt cheeks. Or your butt cheeks not on the prop, I should say. Okay? So just really feeling the support at the bone. And you can stay here, or you can layer your second prop, same height, same shape, on top of your first prop as you lift your bum up and sneak it in. And you might need to shift the props a little up or down to really receive your bone, your sacrum bone. You'll notice sensation into the hip crease, into the pelvic floor, and at the top of your legs even. And you can step your legs wider, create more space in the bend of your legs. A real intense offering would be straight legs. Again, come back to that bit of awareness where we hold on. If you were to completely let go, you might notice your legs falling more wide. You might notice your inner thighs softening. You might notice eventually your arms softening down, palms face up. Notice where your belly is at. Sometimes after a long hold here, especially if you've done 2 blocks underneath, you'll feel space open up in your belly where we hold on to a lot of tight stuff. To shift out of this, we're going to offer a little inversion en route. So bring your hands to your belly, feel your belly. And then step the soles of your feet more deliberately onto the mat so your knees face more up than wide. And then kick one leg at a time straight up into the air. Let the soles of your feet face the sky or ceiling. Let your legs mostly be long without trying to crank out a straight leg. And let this be imperfect. So there might be a little bit of sway or movement in the feet and legs. But because they're meeting space, not because you're moving per se. And then open your arms, palms face up. You can even gesture your arms wide, T-like. take 3 more breaths here. Totally natural to feel a little tingle appear in the feet and legs as we shift the energy and blood flow and oxygen in a different direction. One more inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to your thighs, fingers point up, and you'll just slowly bend in the legs to feel the tingle of the feet come down. Ooh. Maybe move your toes around and spread them. Maybe make circles with your feet and move some energy around in your feet and ankles. And then usher your thighs, one thigh at a time, forward until your foot touches down, right and left foot. And then sneak just one prop out if you've got two. And come down a notch and settle. And then everybody sneak this last prop out. And come down a notch, sacrum and bum to the ground. And then settle there as you step your feet super wide, maybe even wider than the mat, and knock your knees inward to rest up against one another, excuse me. And then just soften here with your knees kind of resting and holding each other up. You're going to open your knees, heel toe your feet in a little more. And then I want you to roll to your left side fetal position. And ground down. And from the fetal position, with your knees curled up in line with your hips, keep your legs there, but then just roll your heart open so that you've cactused out your arms or tee out your arms, and your left shoulder blade and hopefully your right shoulder blade are pretty grounded to the mat. So when I put both my shoulder blades down, it lifts a little bit through my top leg, and that's where you can use one of your stacks, your props, in between your knees and thighs. You can look over your right arm to get deeper into this twist. 2 more breaths here. If you're looking over your right arm and shoulder, roll your head back to center. Roll your upper body back into the fetal position. Remove any props that you have helping you. And then from here, come onto your back body. And take a pause and a beat as you land. And then we're going to roll over to our right side body, fetal position. Curl the knees in, land here. And on your next big inhale and exhale, you're just going to roll open your upper body to create a twist on the other side. And again, you're going to try and meet both shoulder blades to the mat, which might cause a little bit of a lift, your top leg. And so to create support and softening so that you're not holding your top leg in position or trying for something, you just want to let go and slip a prop in between your legs. Option to look over the left shoulder to the left hand. And then dive into the specificity of the twist that you can feel along your left side body, all the way in towards your even tummy. The spine finding its way into this mobility with time and breath. Take an inhale and an exhale. You can move so slow to bring your head back to center if it's looking over the shoulder. You can remove your prop now or after you roll back into the fetal position. Let that ground you for a beat. Breath in and out. And then out of the fetal position, roll back onto your back body. Allowing yourself to come back to rest for final Shavasana. Maybe taking a beat or two to rest your hands on belly and heart. And acknowledge your practice here of allowing yourself to take the time to slow down and be in the story of you in its simplest form. And as we sign off here today, just a little bit of awareness of all the life around us. So when we come to this practice, there's a acknowledgement that this practice is better for us being better. This practice is good for us being good. This practice is healthy for us being healthy. But that work also extends into the pockets of space all around that include all sentient beings. So may all sentient beings be free of suffering, be happy, and be peace. Take it with you. Sweet dreams. Namaste.